Yeah, I think the conditions were poor, they were tough. How many shots did the other team make? Half?
Not many.
One. Took a deflection to go in. So I think, little things cost you at times, and application was there. Perhaps a little bit more innovation at times in wide areas. But I'm not going to grumble with my boys' appetite and desire. That was all there to be seen, and certainly the conditions were appalling to play in. You can see that by the way they launched it in the first half, and every ball went through. So we kept pressing, and obviously I felt we could have stopped the ball earlier for the goal. But I'm not going to question my players. You have to be considerate of them.
I was going to ask you whether it was the conditions that made the game perhaps not a pretty one to watch, or whether you feel there was more that your team could have done this week.
Of course, we can always do more, without a doubt. But look at the opposition, the way they set up. Come here for a draw, got a fortunate goal, and take their point away. So I've respect for that. But however, there was key moments in the game that if we'd have taken that first goal, the first goal in this league is generally the very most important one. But it's a full credit to my players for coming back and kept pressing to try and secure a win, but it wasn't to be.
I had a word with Blair Sturrock on his way out, and he's adamant he didn't handle the ball before he scored.
I thought it was just simple as that. Perhaps it's give the referee the benefit where the ball's at the furthest point away from Blair, but great execution. There were little bits in there today that where first touches, Willow had opportunities and Louis had a fantastic opportunity. It didn't quite fall for us, and a trait again is that you don't lose the game. I think there's been a long week this week, and we found out a lot about certain things.
What about John Challoner making his debut in midfield? Got himself a goal. I'm not sure how much you knew about it, in fairness, but he did well to sneak in behind and get where no other player would go.
It was an excellent ball in, a testing ball for the goalkeeper and their back four, so I was delighted that he put it into an area. And I felt some of the balls in today were very good, and credit to them, they won a lot of first balls as well. But we kept asking questions. You need a little bit more luck than we got in their half, but sometimes you have to keep earning it, keep working hard.
There have been various different factors, and you've mentioned them, and there were on Tuesday night as well, but you must be hugely frustrated that at the end of this week of 2 home games you've gone out of the FA Cup and got a draw at home against a side near the bottom.
Of course. And you have to understand it and respect it, but likewise, I say it's been a long week. We found out a lot about certain things this week, I have. Okay. And never easy when you lose your two very much your goal threats. Carl Perry first minute, he felt an imbalance in his fight, so you have to make one change there. Obviously with Jake Spate, who's playing excellently well, not available. The choices are a little bit limited, but likewise, I felt the players worked very hard. And there were 3-4 players out there that hadn't had 90 minutes under their belt. So all things considered, I felt they worked very, very hard.
And back at home again on Tuesday for Luton.
Yes, can't wait.
Great stuff. Wish you all the best for that one. Thanks.
Thank you.
Because was his thigh, was it?
Yeah, he felt a spasm in his thigh. Opening minutes, and obviously disappointing to have to take him off in the opening minutes. So your plan that all you've worked for goes a little bit out of the window. But it's full credit to the boys that went on, and I've got no qualms with that.
Are they getting him off early though? Possibly get him in the frame for Tuesday.
Spot on, absolutely right. You've got to use intelligence, haven't you? And it was the right thing to do. There's no point in him trying to run through it. We'll wrap him up in cotton wool now, get him the rehab that he needs, and obviously, hopefully, see if he can be available. But yeah, he's certainly a loss to you when the form he's been in recently has been outstanding. So it's always going to be a blow, as it would be to anybody.
Well, I'm with manager David Holdsworth. David, your thoughts on today's game?
Slightly frustrating, but the point is you have to respect the point. On another day, it may have been 3, but obviously it's been a game of obviously testing conditions, and you have to play those.
Michael Brough started the game at right back today. A surprise to some. Why did you start the game at right back? Some fans would have seen Scott Gardner as the first choice ahead of Gary Soak because he's out suspended.
Yeah, I can understand what they're thinking, but I picked the team, and that's all I'm prepared to say on that one.
Of course, with Brough going to right back, midfield place became available, and new signing John Challoner stepped into the mix. How do you think he did today?
We had a good debut. He's only been here a little while, and I think showed his maturity. He won a lot of first ball headers, and and got in the box and scored a good equaliser for us.
Matt Somner also came back into the side today for Gary Mills, who was out injured. Of course, good to have a player like Somner back in.
He certainly showed his qualities. He showed a little bit more finesse, and of course, at certain times. But he worked very, very hard, and I'm pleased with the changes that had to be made. And it was frustrating having to change something so early. And certainly with a man of Carl Perry's quality, you don't want to lose him. Likewise, there's a lad sitting at home with his knee in a brace, and Jake Spate, who two players that would probably walk into most sides.
What's the situation on Kyle at the moment?
Well, again, he'll get assessed over the next 24 hours, and we'll see if he can be available for Tuesday. It's a bloat you have to do that in the early moments.
Of course, when Kyle went off, Craig Dobson came on, and Louis Briscoe went up front. How do you think he did, partnering Rob Duffy?
Yeah, again, the conditions were always going to be, the ball was always going to go beyond, wasn't it? And I think Louis' pace we were hoping to get into certain areas. He got into it, but his first touch let him down, unfortunately, and another day he'd have perhaps slotted it home. Again, perhaps lack of match practice in the last 3-4 weeks, where it may come naturally. He might have took it first time, but it ran away from him, and that wasn't to be. Looking
ahead to Tuesday night now, Luton Town coming up. Do you think that's going to be a tough game?
What do you think?
You're the manager.
What a stupid question.
And that's pretty much it, really. Thanks for joining us for 103.2.
Thank you.